Hi, everybody, and welcome to our fourth Cantata Learning Meet and Greet. And we're so excited today because we have some very special friends with us. And as we talk about the people in our community, we thought it would be really fun to invite our second graders from Van Meter to talk to our friend Emily Arrow, who is a singer and songwriter. But first, we want to start in Van Meter, and we have Mrs. James and the second grade teachers with us today with all the second graders. So how are you guys doing? Good. We're so excited that you're here, and we can't wait until you get to listen to Emily and sing along, and we know that you have lots of questions for the end, and so we'll make sure that you get to ask them too. So Emily, I'm going to let you take it over, and I remember it's been probably like a year and a half now since I met you. You were singing by Dan's booth at ALA, and you've done a lot of cool things since then, my friend, so we can't wait to hear all about your job and your connections and the things that you're working on now.
Thanks, Shannon. I'm so excited to be here. If you can see me, wave hello. Oh, hi. Lots of friends are watching this morning. And I'm going to start with a song that goes, look around, what do you see? And you're going to say, books, books, because there are a lot of books behind me because I love books. If you also love books, touch your head. Awesome. So many friends love books. I do too. So I'm going to say, look around, what do you see? And you're going to say, books, books. Let's try it. Here we go. Look around, what do you see? Books, books, books. We're going to do it again here. Gather round, what do you hear? Again, books, 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 books. I'll read to you, you'll sing to me, books, books. Everybody find a seat. We already did that. We're ready to go this morning. I'll read to you, you'll sing to me. We'll start in 1, 2, 3. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. So I write songs about books because I love them so much. And I also love to read other things like poems. And I wrote a song called Poem in Your Pocket. So we're going to sing a little bit of that and a little bit of a song about finding a book in your library. And then I'm going to answer some of your questions. So first I want you to imagine you have a poem in your hand on a piece of paper, and you're going to fold it, and then stick it in a pocket. And if you don't have a real pocket, put it in an imaginary pocket. Keep a poem in your pocket, so when you need it, you've got it. Now, every time I say you've got it, you're going to go, let's try it. Keep a poem in your pocket, so when you need it, you've got it. Awesome, I see you doing it. Keep a poem in your pocket all the time. When you need a rhyme with, now I'm going to say a word, and you're going to out loud say a word that rhymes with it. When you need a rhyme with shoe. Nice. When you need a rhyme with hat. I think you all said that. When you need a rhyme with book. Nice. And when you need a rhyme with sing. Let's sing again. We're going to do our keep a poem in your pocket. So when you need it, you've got it. Keep a poem in your pocket all the time. When you need a rhyme with drum. When you need a rhyme with shoelace. When you need a rhyme with rocket. Like a rocket, right? Keep a poem in your pocket, so when you need it, you've got it. Keep a poem in your pocket all the time. When you need a rhyme. with your own rhymes. So fun. Now, I'm working on a very special project with Cantata, who makes books that are also songs, my two favorite things. And that very special project is a song called Find a Book, and Shannon and I are working on it together. So I want to sing you guys a little bit because it's about how do you find a book in the library. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do-do, find a book. If you've ever looked for a book in the library, hold up an imaginary book in your hand. If you ever have found exactly the book you were looking for when you're in the library, touch your shoulders. If you've ever looked around for a book and then found something you didn't expect to find, touch your nose. I do that all the time. Do you know how many library books I have checked out right now? I have the maximum amount allowed at my library, which is 75. It's crazy. I check out way too many books, but I just love to read. Here we go. A library full of books and fun. It's a place where your mind can run. Use these tips to help yourself find a new book on the shelf. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Find a book. Every time I say find a book, hold up a new book. Okay, let's try that again. Do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do-do. Find a book. You got it. A library full of books and fun. It's a place where your mind can run. Use these tips to help yourself find a new book on the shelf. Ooh, you got the word book there. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Find a book. Yay! Nice job. I saw your emotions along with you. Now, I'm wondering, do you have some questions for me about the music I create and the things that I do as a singer-songwriter?
Zach. Sing up, Zach.
Make sure you talk nice and loud, Zach.
What inspired you to be a songwriter?
Good question. I started being a songwriter when I was only 6 years old, and I remember writing on just blank pieces of paper. I would write words, and then I would pretend to know what all the notes were on the piano, and I would try to write those down too. So I've been trying to write songs ever since I had ideas for songs. And then I learned to play piano, and then I would add that to my songwriting, and then I learned to play guitar, and I added that. And then I found things that made me want to write songs even more, like books. Next question.
How many years have you been singing?
Well, I've been singing probably since I was a baby, because babies love to sing, right? But I think I've been singing. I started taking lessons when I was 7 years old, so about your age. I was in second grade. And then I started singing in college, and I've been singing ever since. And something I loved when I was in second and third grade, I was in choir at my school. And that was a fun way for me to sing with all of my friends. I loved choir. If you have choir at your school, give me a thumbs up. Oh, so maybe some of you guys are part of that too. It's really fun. Next question.
How about something from Ferguson?
What's your favorite book?
Whoa, that's so hard. My favorite book changes all the time. But right now, my favorite book is a book called Roller Girl by Victoria Jameson. If you know that book, touch your shoulders.
I've seen it.
Maybe some of you do know of that book. It's about this girl who plays roller derby, so she rollerblades. And she finds that she's not so good at first, but she ends up making a lot of cool friends, and it's a really neat story. Next question.
How do you make up your songs?
Great question. So first, I look at two things. Right when you open a book, what do you see? What's on the page? The words, and then if there are pictures, you see those too. So first I look at the title. So if the title says Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, that would be a really long song. It actually is a song though, right? And so the title and I decide, do I think this would be a good song? And then I look at the pictures and I think, are those pictures spooky? Because if they're spooky pictures, a song might sound like. And then I think, are those pictures light and pretty like this? Or are those pictures really fast and jumpy like this? So I first decide what the pictures look like, and that's how I choose the music that I make. Next question.
Yes. How do you get your ideas?
How do I get my ideas? I like to spend time in places that give me ideas. So think about a place that you go that gives you ideas. Maybe it's the library, maybe it's school, maybe it's a friend's house or your backyard. I go to my favorite places like libraries, bookstores. I love to go to cafes that have smoothies and treats. Those kinds of places are where ideas come to me when I'm out and about. And then I don't want to forget them, so I always write them down really quickly. And then when I get back to my own quiet place, that's when I write my songs. Next question.
Who taught you to play the guitar?
Good question. I taught myself how to play guitar. After I learned how to play piano, I had a really nice teacher, and she was so much fun. And then she had a baby, and I had to switch teachers to a guitar teacher. And so my guitar teacher started teaching me, and then he moved out of town, and I didn't want to quit. So I got a book about guitar, and I had already learned a little bit about it. And then I learned the shapes, because guitar is mostly shapes. Like this, oh, I call my shapes funny things. Like this one I call a sandwich shape, because there's two bread on top, and then you put the jelly in the middle, or the peanut butter, but I like jelly sandwiches. And so I learned some more shapes, and that's how I taught myself how to play guitar. I learned my ukulele in a very funny way. One time I was at a burrito restaurant, and my friend brought his ukulele, and I had my ukulele, and he taught me how to play ukulele right there in a burrito restaurant. So it's you can learn instruments anywhere, anytime. Next question.
What is your favorite song?
These are such fun questions. Thanks, guys. My favorite song. That is such a hard question. My favorite song that I a lot of times look at in order to write my own songs are songs written by Raffi. Maybe you've heard of him. So I really like his songs, but then I also like to listen to what's on the radio. Like I really love Sarah Bareilles, if you know of her, and other people who write songs like me. Let's take one more, and then I'm going to sing another song, and then we'll answer a few more questions before we go.
Let's see. How much songs have you made?
Good question. So this whole shelf is all of the books that I've written songs about. And I think I wrote in last year and this year, I've written 48 songs about books. But before that, I wrote a lot of songs not about books, and some days I write songs about fruits and vegetables and whatever I want. So I don't even know. I should probably sit down and count, so I can tell the exact number of songs that I've written. Okay, I'm going to sing you a song called Follow Your Arrow, which is about me and what I do. But I want you to take a guess. When I say little arrow, and then I say, oh, follow your arrow, do I really mean follow a real arrow, or do I mean something else? Follow something else. In the wild woods, in the wild world, you carry your bow and arrow, and a compass in your heart knows the way to be brave and free. Little arrow in the sky, oh, follow your arrow. Little arrow soaring high, oh, follow your arrow. Oh, follow your arrow. Do we have any guesses, second grade, that's joining me? What am I talking about? Follow your what?
Dreams.
Yeah, follow your heart and your dreams. Really nice when adventure is your best friend, the one you can always rely on. Keep a daydream in your pocket and hope in your bandana bag. This is the last time, little arrow in the sky. Oh, follow your arrow. Little arrow soaring high. Oh, follow your arrow. Oh, follow your arrow. So now I would like, thank you. Now I would like to take a few more questions because I really love these questions. I can tell you're so prepared.
What's your favorite song that you've written?
That's a hard question. Let's see. One of my favorite songs that I've written is called Are We There Yeti? And it's about my friend's book, and it's very funny because it goes, try that with me. You were either going to go, or here we go. So nice. That sounded awesome. So I like songs that have funny sound effects. They're extra fun to sing and perform. Another question.
Do you play any other instrument?
I do. I could show you my kazoo. Let me get it. It's very funny instrument. I also play a ukulele. I also play the piano. Oh, and I have one more funny instrument that I can show you. I also play an instrument called the melodica, and it's kind of like a piano, but you get to play it like this. It's so funny. So this one is super fun, and a cool thing about this is you can even switch this around and add it so I can play and move it around like this. So much fun. It's called a melodica. Okay, next question.
Ben, go ahead. What was your very first book?
The very first book that I ever wrote a song about was The Dot. And if you've ever celebrated Dot Day or you know about that, touch your ears. Okay, so a lot of you have celebrated that day, and you know what I'm talking about. And that was the first song that I wrote about a book, and then I couldn't stop. It was so much fun. Next question.
What's your favorite instrument?
Well, my favorite instrument to listen to is the cello. The cello is kind of like a giant violin, and you play it with a bow, like a violin. If anybody in here plays violin, touch your shoulders. Maybe some friends play violin. I really want to learn to play the cello. That's one of my goals in 2017. I want to learn to play that, even though I couldn't really play it live at shows because it would be hard to sing along with, but I just love the way that it sounds. So that's my very favorite instrument. But my favorite instrument to play is probably ukulele or guitar, something with strings and frets, which are these lines up here, so you can make chord shapes like we were showing earlier. 2 more questions?
So good to sing.
Say that one more time, nice and loud.
You get so good to sing.
How do you get so good at singing?
Oh, how do you get good at singing? Great question. So the first step to getting good at singing is use your voice a lot. Sing anytime you can, because then your vocal cords are really nice and warm and they're ready to go all the time. Second way to get really good at singing is to try to sound like other things you've heard. So if you hear something on the radio, you could copy it and try to sound like them and think, how did they make their voice do that? How did they make their voice go high and low? Third thing that you can do to get really good at singing is to practice a few things. Let's do one together. So sit up really straight, put your hand on your belly, and we're going to breathe in for 5, out for 10 in little tiny sips, like we're breathing into a tiny straw in an imaginary straw in our mouths. Here we go. In for 5, out for 10. And start. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to breathe in for 5, out for 15. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little sips. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did you make it? If you did, give me a thumbs up. Good. That's a really good exercise. One more. I want you to follow my finger on an ooh. We're going to start low and then go high, and then you're going to sing however my finger goes. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Nice job. So those kinds of exercises are ways that your voice gets used to trying new things and that your breath gets really strong so you can sing long notes and high notes and hold them for as long as you want. One more question.
Do you think about all books that you write?
Good question. I don't write books yet. I would love to write books soon. So I write songs about all the books that I love and books that mean something to me. So think about a book that you love. It could be a picture book. It could be a chapter book. It could be a book that's just about wolves or science or snow. And when you're thinking about that book, think about some kind of art you could make about it. Maybe you like to paint. You could make art about that book. You could paint something. Maybe you like to run super fast. So you could draw yourself running around the book. There's so many things that you can do with a book. So when I really love a book, the first thing I like to do is write a song about it. And that's what I do. Shannon, do we have time for one more little round of Find a Book?
Yeah, and we have one more question too. Michelle Griffith, this is on Twitter. Michelle, who is a librarian in Texas, they want to know how long you've been playing and making books.
how long have I been playing and making books? So I have been playing music about books for about 3 years now. But I've been playing music since I was 7 years old. So a really long time. And I don't make any books, but I make a lot of songs about books. And I hope that someday I'll make books. And I hope someday I'll make lots more things, because, you know, I make videos. I like to make all kinds of fun things. So it's exciting to think about all the new things that you can make. Thanks for that question all the way in Texas.
No, that was great. And yes, we have time for another round, and then we'll end it with just a few little announcements.
Okay, good. So let's get our books ready to hold up, because this is a song that will be coming out soon with Cantata, who is hosting this meet and greet, and it's a project with me and Shannon, so it's perfect. So when you hear the words find a book, make a book. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do-do. Find a book, a library full of books and fun is a place where your mind can run. Use these tips to help yourself find a new book on the shelf. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Find a book. You got it. I think even our friends in second grade are singing along. I love it. One last time. Find a book. Yay! Nice job, you guys. It was so nice to meet you today, and now I'm going to turn it back over to Shannon for some fun announcements.
That was awesome, Emily. Thank you so much. I wish I could sing and play like that. You're awesome. And second graders, you were so great too. And this will all be so great, because as kids listen to this and learn about your job, they're just going to learn about one more job. Last week and the weeks before, we've been learning about food truck people, and we were with an optometrist the last week, which was great. And next week, I'm really excited because we're going to be meeting with Nick Hobson, who is a bike mechanic and instructor. That's what he's done for a job before in the past, and he's going to tell us all about it. And you can tune into that on October 19th at 10:15 to 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. And then the next week, I'm really, really excited about this one because it's with my brother Ryan, who is a farmer, and we're going to be meeting him in his combine and at his farm. And so that's going to be a cool one too. So we hope you all join us, and have a great day, Van Meter, and have a really great day too, Emily. Thank you.
I can't wait to see all of these other careers and ideas.
And we can't wait to see your project, Van Meter. I hear you're working on a community project, and so we're excited to see theirs, and we're so excited to see everybody else's too. So thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.